Hi there, I'm Tony DeBonis with Starline Windows. A question we often get asked is, can I safely replace a failed or broken sealed unit in my home? Now, the quick and easy answer is yes, you can, but it does depend on a couple factors like the level of difficulty and the size and the weight of the sealed unit. Now, if the size and the weight and the level of difficulty are quite extreme, we do recommend that you use a qualified glazier, glass shop, or contact your window supplier. And that's probably the safest thing to do. However, in those cases where the window is ground level, deck level, smaller, easier access, you could probably get by watching some YouTube videos on how to, including this one. So I'd like to demonstrate quickly how to replace a sealed unit. And this one would be a 6000 series vent, but it could be the same thing for your patio door glass. It could be the same for your casement window, depending on, again, the level of difficulty. So the only tools you're going to require are a sharp chisel or a flathead screwdriver, a carpenter's knife with a nice sharp blade, and a rubber mallet. Rubber mallet is basically just used to tap the flathead or chisel a bit, and also to safely replace and put back the glazing stops. You could actually use a little block of 2x4, which I've done in the past. So anyways, the first thing you do is take out the glazing stops, which securely holds the glass, the sealed unit, into the frame. So what you want to do is you want to start in the middle. And once you get that separation created, you just look at this line. Once you create that separation, just go towards the edges and you can pull out this glazing stop. And once you get one out, you just simply chase it. Again, now you can start in the corners. Your first strike is basically in the middle just to start it. And then you start the corners, you peel it out. Again, start the corners, a few little taps, you pull it out. You safely removed your glazing stops. So now what you want to do is, in this case, you're going to grab your vent, you're going to flip it over. Now you got to remember that glass is still being held in by the glazing tape, which you're going to cut now. So again, a real nice sharp blade. I've got a yellow Olfa carpenter's knife. You start in the corners, keep your hands away, always try to cut away from you to avoid cutting yourself. This little thing just popped out, which isn't really good, but that's what we do natural. We'll put that back on later. Again, down, safely away from the knife. Push down. I just cut out that sealed unit. As you can see, the sealed unit is clean and free from the frame. So then you want to grab your sharp chisel and you want to remove as much excess tape as you can. We recommend getting everything off. So a nice sharp chisel, just going to peel this up like so. And once you get it started, you can get a pretty good roll. For demonstration purposes, we're just going to cheat because this will be a boring part of cleaning all this excess glazing tape off. We'll just pretend that Tony got it all removed. So boom, your frame is nice and clean. Again, you're also going to clean this glazing tape off the glass. We recommend a nice sharp chisel or even a construction razor blade. You never want to use a putty knife because if you get a little grain of sand in there or a dull point in it, you could scratch the glass, but something just that goes along the edge here, taking off this tape residue. Then you grab your roll of glazing tape, which you can get at any window supplier. Most hardware stores carry as well, or glass shops. And what you're going to do is grab your frame. You start in the corner and you want to do one continuous roll of glazing tape because that will seal the edges. If you break the tape and cut the tape at all four corners, you're going to have a possible spot where you're going to get water ingress when it rains heavily. You never want that. You quickly get the tape on the frame here. I know this can be a little bit boring for you, but we'll try to keep you entertained. Again, one continuous roll of that glazing tape. To make sure it's pressed on, I like to use the handle portion of the glazing hammer or rubber mallet. You squeeze it on, Grab my sharp chisel. I'm just going to start this paper. This is a sticky, one-sided sticky tape, kind of glazing tape that's going to hold the sealed unit in. You grab that, you slowly pull that off. You see, it's off. We're just going to set this behind me for a second. We've got the sealed unit out. Got the frame. Here we got a glass. Now you're going to get your sealed unit. Now, if you got a new one replaced from or supplied by a glass shop or a window company like Starline, you're going to set the glass onto those little glazing stops that you can see there, nice and evenly. And you want to square it up with the sides. This is pretty simple. Put the bottom in first, make sure it's level, and then watch this. Drop it in. And just like that, you've got your sealed unit firmly in. Just press it down a little bit, making sure it's in there. Good. Now the next step is to put the beads back in. So you want to start off by grabbing the bead that's on the bottom first. And you can tell it's the bottom bead, the window, because it's got these little notches in here for the drain hole. It's basically a drain hole in the bead to let any water that gets onto the surface of the glass to pour out and off the window system. So you're going to start with the bottom first, one with this notch for the bead for the drain holes. Grab your rubber mallet. You're going to start the 45 corners. Start the other 45. Tap into the middle. Now you're going to chase glaze this, it's called. So again, you put your 45 in. Put your other 45 in. And you always start the corners and then tap towards the middle. Grab this long one for the top. Again, you don't start on this side. I like to start this one. Put the arrowhead in. A couple taps. And you can see there's a little gap there right now. But once you put this 45 in and tap it towards that, it'll automatically slide over that bead. And your last one, 45. You're going to see a little bit of a gap there. You sneak the other one side in. Hit towards it. All done. And that's how you've successfully replaced a sealed unit in your window system. Hopefully that was a help to you. For any more frequently asked questions, how-to videos, or product knowledge, please visit our website at www.starlinewindows.com and check us out on our YouTube channel and hit like, hit subscribe, and we look forward to hearing from you.